Hello, hello, hello. This is Siobhan with Siobhan Sells Homes, coming to you today with a little real tea of real estate. So I wanted to share a little story with you about a property that I recently had under contract, and we just terminated that said contract due to issues with the inspection report, I'll say, before I jump into it. So everything was good. I was able to negotiate some great terms with the contract. I got the seller to pay half of the closing costs and pay all of my commission. Everything was good. And then we got to the home inspection, and some things were unveiled. Some things were hidden, and my inspector, being the great inspector that he is, found those hidden defects. This home is in West Palm Beach, Florida, and there's a lot that goes with that. So there were about 4 major defects, two of which were the most important that stood out. One is the roof, and the other is termites. The other was a big stump in the backyard that was hidden with a children's playground. They put it over the stump that was chopped down to like almost flush with the concrete, but not where it should have been cut down to. So they chose to hide that. But the seller was like, the buyer was like, I'll take care of that. That's not going to be a big deal. But the 2 important things where I asked the seller to address, which was the roof. It's an it's an investor owned property. So I already knew going in that a lot of times with these investors, especially out of town, they like to put lipstick on a pig. So I like to do some due diligence on the investors. I'll just say that. So back to the inspection report. So we found that the roof wasn't permitted. Well, sorry, it was permitted, but we had to go find the permit, and if we found that the roof was done back in 2005. Now, upon my due diligence with this investor group, the seller's agent is a part of that group as well, and that seller's agent owns a contracting company and a roofing company. So the home is completely remodeled, inside for sure, and a lot of the exterior has been remodeled as well, but they elected not to replace the roof. So the roof was in terrible condition. There's termites in the home, in certain areas of the home, and on the exterior of the roof in the fascia area. So again, I asked the seller to extradite the termites. They agreed to that. I asked them to replace the roof. They declined that. Again, the seller's agent, which is a part of that investment group, owns a roofing company. Why wouldn't they replace the roof? I don't know, but they said they weren't gonna replace it, and said that they gave a significant amount towards the closing costs, so that should help pay for the roof if the buyer wants to replace it. They kept arguing that the roof has about 5 years left on it because they know the insurance laws on that, and the inspector clearly stated that the roof has maybe 3 years left on it. Me being the realtor that I am, I'm not going to put my client in harm's way in a situation to where as soon as they close on the house, they're going to have to get a roof replacement in South Florida, which is going to run them about $30,000. That's just doesn't make sense. So long story short, they didn't want to replace it. Now, had the buyer gone ahead and stayed with it because she considered it, the insurance would have been crazy high, an exorbitant amount of money, because if a roof has less than 5 years left on it, the insurance is going to be crazy, and insurance is already crazy in Florida. A lot of insurance companies are pulling out of Florida, have pulled out of Florida, and so if the insurance company would take my client with this issued roof, her insurance would have been high. But a lot of insurance carriers wouldn't even pick her up and I know that. So it just didn't make sense across the board. So I thought it was best to go ahead and terminate that contract. We can find another home. But me, my client base is based on word of mouth and repeat clients. So a lot of my clients buy with me several times, buy and sell with me repeatedly. A lot of people, you know, if they know somebody looking to buy or sell real estate, they're going to tell them to contact me, Shavonne Sells Homes, because I do operate in integrity and in good faith. So I'm never going to put my client in harm's way. As a buyer, first time buyer at that, knowing what I know about the client, I'm not going to have them go into a situation like that. So contract terminated. We'll go a different route. We'll find another property. Something else will come up. Don't rush it. Things happen. This is not a race. You're going to get to the finish line, but take your time to get to it. So it's never a rush with me. It's never a forced sale with me. It's not all about a commission with me. All money is not good money, and I'm not going to put anyone in a crazy situation. So again, contract terminated. We'll start over again. Said all that to say, just be careful in these contracts that you're going into. Make sure that you have someone that is going to represent you in the best way, whether you're a buyer or a seller. When I represent sellers, I'm coaching them along the way as well to get their home. They have a checklist of things to do to get their home ready to hit the market. All right, so it's not just about throwing the house out there and putting it on the market to sell. Things have to be done to get that house ready to be listed. So contact me. I'm Shavonne with Shavonne Sells Homes. I am here to walk you every step of the way to get to that closing table, but we're not going to just force our way to that closing table. If it's not a good fit, it's just not a good fit, and we got to start again. Shavonne Sells Homes, 404-218-9089. I'm licensed to sell in Florida and Georgia. I'm here in Georgia right now, but I have assistance in both states, honestly. But that home was in West Palm Beach, Florida. I am here in Atlanta, but I do my due diligence wherever I am. I can be in Canada on vacation, but when you contact me to assist you with your buying or selling needs, I am going to do everything I can to make sure that you're getting the best deal possible. As well, I am now a mortgage loan officer, so I can help you with your pre-approvals and getting your loans done, all that good stuff as well. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or finance, contact me at, once again, 404-218-9089, or schedule your complimentary real estate consultation online at ShavonneSellsHomes.com. Talk to you soon.